Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Voice of Us. Today, we are going to talk about some tips and tricks to master a language, in this case, English. We are here with Andy, Marco, and Diego, who are also going to share with us their suggestions. And I'm going to start by saying my tips, and then my colleagues will continue. So, first of all, you could try watching movies and listening to music in English. It can help you get used to different accents and expressions. Then you might also join language exchange groups. You must speak with native speakers as much as possible. And finally, you shouldn't worry about making mistakes. It's a natural part of the learning process. Everyone will understand that you're learning, and most people will be happy to help.
It's a really good suggestion, Laura, and I
And
believe that. I'm sorry. Yeah, please continue.
well, those are my tips. What about you, Diego?
Oh, thank you. Oh, well, I was saying that um, those were really good tips, and thank you very much for sharing with us. I will, I will try to use those tips in the future. And well, now for the suggestions that I have about mastering a language, I would say that traveling to a country where the language is spoken is the best of all. However, you don't always have that option. So, here are some tips that I recommend. You should try listening to music with captions in both languages. There are some videos on YouTube where they have Spanish and English captions. They are not always perfect, but in that way, you could learn the meaning of some words and the context they can be used in. And next, you could also choose a person you admire or you like, of course, in target language, and try to copy their speech. This will help you with the accent and pronunciation of words, as well as listening. And finally, I would say that you should take it easy. Everything takes time, so you don't have to rush, or you may end up overwhelmed by the quantity of information you learn and then start to hate the language in some way.
Thanks for the advice, Diego. I shall start implementing these tips.
Yeah, those are really great advices. Um, I am going to apply them. Well,
Okay.
now I am going to tell my advices to you. Um, well, something that you can do to improve your language skill is to do everything in the language that you are learning. For example, maybe you like movies or series. So something that you can do is to watch them in the language that you want to learn, and with the subtitles also in in that language. I mean, you could use the traditional subtitles that are in your language, for example, Spanish, but it's not the same because you want to know what the words of the speaker are. Another suggestion that I would say that works for me is well, Diego said that traveling to another country uh, is a great way to improve, but I think that not everyone can go for this suggestion. So, well, something that we have now is internet, so we can connect with people anywhere, and in that way we can uh, talk to them. and learn the way that they speak English or any other language.
Oh, yes, it's a really good suggestion. Now that we have internet, I I think that it's good that we use it as a tool for learning more languages.
I agree that the internet is very helpful and a good tool to connect with other people that speak or are also learning the language you want. I really appreciate your recommendations, Andy.
Thank you.
Well, and what about you, Marcos? What's your opinion about it? And also, if you could share with us some tips.
Yeah, those are very good tips. I have three on my own. My first, you could talk more often to native speakers to get accustomed to the accent. Second, you might find, search for new vocabulary. So even is in the form of slang. And third, that you must practice your pronunciation every day so you don't lose that spark in, I don't know how to call it, but so that you don't lose the. Well, let's let's leave it at that. You must practice your pronunciation.
I agree. I think that talking with native speakers is a really good way of learning the new language. I really appreciate your suggestion, um, Marcus.
And I appreciate the advice, Marcos, and I'll make sure to practice my pronunciation in my free time.
Yeah, what a what a great suggestion that you gave. But I think that most important thing is to practice.
Yes, I agree with that. Well, uh, being this the ending of our conversation, I really appreciate that I have been invited to this podcast, and I hope that we can meet in the future for more experiences talk, and also for more tips for learning new languages. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, everyone.